Assalamualaikum and good morning. Well, since everyone is here, I think we should get started now. Hello everyone, thank you for coming today. I think we will begin now. First, I would like to welcome you all. Thank you for coming at such short notice. I really appreciate you all for attending today. We have lots to cover today, so I think we really should begin now. Lately, I have heard lots of rumors related to our issues about our company. Can you please explain about the issues that is hotly debated about our companies now?
Thank you, Ms. Shafika, for asking me about the issue related. I am Shazana Suha from Human Resource Management section. The issue related to our company is about poverty and youth unemployment. There are two solutions which could help our company to overcome the problem. For the first one is based on economic policy for growth and job. Youth employment is related to the overall employment situation, therefore requires a strong focus on growth and job. Second solution is based on education and training. Improving work experience by including apprenticeship program, reducing the shortcomings between qualification and duties requirement of the job and facilitating the transition to employment. The apprenticeship system works best when there is a close connection between government, training provider, business and social partner to ensure that young people acquire skills that are required on the labor market. So I have prepared some videos related to this issue. So let us see.
This is Roberto. Roberto lives in Italy, which he likes because there's good weather, good food and his family. Here you can see him enjoying a day off with his family. Roberto should be very happy, right? But he has a problem. What he needs is a job, but it's very difficult for him to find one. In Italy, 42% of people between 15 and 24 years are unemployed. It doesn't look any better in the neighboring countries. It's not only that he would like to have more money, Roberto will also have to face problems like lack of social interaction, risk of mental illness, depressions, missing job experience, lower lifetime earnings, and a higher chance of suicide. Actually, Roberto hopes that his government will do something about his situation. For example, reforming the structure of the economy or providing him with an apprenticeship. But governments are governments, so he feels that not much is going to happen. Lately, Roberto lies in his bed more often and wonders what his future may bring. This is where Mr. Schulze comes into play. Mr. Schulze has to get up early because he runs a bakery in Germany. He really likes his job. But Mr. Schulze also faces a challenge. He can't find enough apprentices. In 2013, more than 70,000 German apprenticeship offers remained unfilled. Couldn't Mr. Schulze and Roberto be brought together? Roberto is not so sure about that. He speaks no German, imagines that he will feel foreign there without his family and friends around. This is where our plans set in. We can provide the assistance Roberto needs. The first thing we provide is an online platform where he can find us and where Mr. Schulze can offer apprenticeships. If Roberto thinks Mr. Schulze's offer is interesting, we make sure that they can get into contact. Mr. Schulze doesn't speak any Italian, and Roberto doesn't speak any German. So both of them are matched with a buddy who can work as an intermediary. This will help Roberto to get comfortable in his new job and environment, so he can enjoy his days again. Good luck, Roberto.
That's all from me.
Thank you, Mrs. Shaza. Nasuha, what are other issues that you guys would like to share about our company?
Okay, Assalamualaikum. My name is Siti Nolena. I am from the section of Operations Management. There are one issue about our company that is climate change. So, based on my opinion, there are two solutions which could help us to overcome the problem in our company. First solution is reducing energy consumption by turning off the lights in the company in the evening, slightly lowering the heating or the air conditioning or taking device off the plug. when it's not needed, some good actions companies can implement. Moreover, by paying more attention to other daily routine actions, businesses can slightly reduce their energy consumption and thus their impact on the climate. Second solution is we can raise awareness among employees, clients, and other stakeholders. As an economic agent, companies also play a role in raising awareness on their employees, consumers, media, and other stakeholders. Organizing in-house contests, hackathons, or campaigns to raise and improve awareness on sustainability issues is a great idea. Partner with outside organizations, do something original, unique, powerful, and that stays top of mind. Okay, Miss Shafika, I have prepared one videos that are related to our issues. So let us see.
Climate change is already impacting every continent and ocean on the planet. Hundreds of scientists and experts came to this conclusion in a new report for the United Nations. The report has taken 5 years to make and is part of the definitive study on climate change to date. Here's some of the report's biggest findings when it comes to climate change's impacts, summarized on this map. In the report, scientists use a scale to explain how confident they are about a given impact and whether it's caused by climate change, even when other factors like pollution play a role. For now, let's focus on impacts that scientists are very confident can be linked to climate change. And undisputed facts will be indicated like this. So let's start with the oceans, which have been getting warmer since 1970. Scientists are highly confident the warming has been caused by greenhouse gases that humans have been pumping into the atmosphere. The warming has massive consequences. One example, in the Northeast Atlantic, fish, zooplankton, seabirds, and other species are moving towards the poles to escape the heat. And in the Mediterranean, some species have died en masse, while new warm water species have invaded. How does this affect people? Well, 90% of the people who work in fisheries come from the world's poorer countries and won't have jobs if fish move or disappear. No fish also means no food, especially for places like Central and Western Africa, Peru, Colombia, and elsewhere, which rely on the sea for food security. And it's not just sea life that's affected. Animals and plants in Europe, North America, Chile, and Malaysia have recently moved an average of 17 kilometers towards the poles and 11 meters up in altitude to escape the heat. But moving isn't an option for coral reefs. Coral reefs around the world are bleaching and dying in increasing numbers. Coral reefs are home to more than 4,000 species of fish. The irreversible loss of reefs would impact 500 million people who rely on reef ecosystems for $5 billion a year. Finally, there's the Arctic. So many changes are happening in the Arctic that scientists say a regime shift is taking place there. The Arctic's permafrost is thawing and shrubs are literally creeping upwards into areas where they couldn't grow before. Animals that rely on ice, like polar bears and seals, are being severely affected, especially in the warming summers. In turn, food security for the indigenous people who live in the Arctic is threatened. And that's just the tip of the iceberg as glaciers continue to melt worldwide because of climate change, raising sea levels.
Okay, that's all for me.
Thank you, Ms. Diana, for sharing the issues about our company. So does anyone here would like to share more about the issues about our company?
Assalamualaikum and hello everyone. My name is Nur Hidayati and I'm from Department of Marketing Management. Basically, there are one issue related to our company that is advancing in circular economy. I am here today to convey us about two solutions needed in overcoming the problems. The first solution is about when making product, use durable, renewable or used material. The most efficient way of promoting the circular economy is to extend the product life cycle by using durable materials and make long life products that can be repaired and that are used at the end of their life cycle. For instance, bicycle parts can be made of stainless steel or hard wearing composite material that can be melted.
at the end of the bicycle life cycle and used as materials for a new product. Renewable materials such as plant and wood-based material can replace oil-based material. In construction, used timber logs, for example, can be used in a new building, or all windows and doors can be reused. The original materials can also take on a new function. Used steel or lorry tarpaulin can be used to make bags for instance. Second solution is we need to avoid waste and losses in production. The starting point for both material developers and product designers is to reduce waste and losses, as they always incur additional expense. Waste and losses can be reduced in many ways, such as by cutting a board of clothes into clothes so that the amount of excess material is minimized, or by using industrial site streams as efficiently as possible. So, let us see the video that I have prepared related to this issue.
Living systems have been around for a few billion years and will be around for many more. In the living world, there's no landfill. Instead, materials flow. One species' waste is another's food, energy is provided by the sun, things grow, then die, and nutrients return to the soil safely. And it works. Yet as humans, we've adopted a linear approach. We take, we make, and we dispose. A new phone comes out, so we ditch the old one. Our washing machine packs up, so we buy another. Each time we do this, we're eating into a finite supply of resources and often producing toxic waste. It simply can't work long term. So what can? If we accept that the living world's cyclical model works, can we change our way of thinking so that we too operate a circular economy? Let's start with the biological cycle. How can our waste build capital rather than reduce it? By rethinking and redesigning products and components, and the packaging they come in, we can create safe and compostable materials that help grow more stuff. As they say in the movies, no resources have been lost in the making of this material. So what about the washing machines, mobile phones, fridges? We know they don't biodegrade. Here, we're talking about another sort of rethink, a way to cycle valuable metals, polymers, and alloys so they maintain their quality and continue to be useful beyond the shelf life of individual products. What if the goods of today became the resources of tomorrow? It makes commercial sense. Instead of the throw away and replace culture we've become used to, we'd adopt a return and renew one, where products and components are designed to be disassembled and regenerated. One solution may be to rethink the way we view ownership. What if we never actually owned our technologies? We simply licensed them from the manufacturers. Now, let's put these two cycles together. Imagine if we could design products to come back to their makers, their technical materials being reused and their biological parts increasing agricultural value. And imagine that these products are made and transported using renewable energy. Here we have a model that builds prosperity long term. And the good news is, there are already companies out there who are beginning to adopt this way of working. But the circular economy isn't about one manufacturer changing one product. It's about all the interconnecting companies that form our infrastructure and economy coming together. It's about energy. It's about rethinking the operating system itself. We have a fantastic opportunity to open new perspectives and new horizons. Instead of remaining trapped in the frustrations of the present, with creativity and innovation, we really can rethink and redesign our future.
That's all for me.
So thank you for your sharing and compliments. Hopefully we can overcome all the problems from the issues stated by using the solution that were given by all of you. So that's all for today. Thank you for attending the meeting today. We will end it here. Until we meet again on our next meeting. Assalamualaikum and thank you.